So right now we are cleaning up the fire pit area. It's not just for bonfires and roasting hot dogs or s'mores. We actually are cooking out here, so we're trying to make it so that it's functional for that.
Welcome back to my channel. This is Julie, keeper of my home, and today we are working on yet another summer project. This is one of the big ones, and this is one, like the hoop house wasn't big, this is one that we are one of the two that we are most looking forward to doing this summer. We are definitely excited about starting this. So this was a lot of work, not going to lie. We really didn't know what we wanted to do until now. So this is why we're just tackling this fire pit area. We had some ideas, searched Pinterest. It didn't go exactly as we had planned it, in our minds. But sometimes plan B is better than plan A. So sit back and enjoy.
Okay, so we have the fire pit area kind of cleaned up. What we're doing right now is trying to get ahead of the rain. It's thundering out there a little bit. We're hearing little rumbles here and there. So we're in the garage, and I'll just tell you, our garage is clean all through the winter. Come spring and summer, it is the workshop and the keeper of things. So it's going to be a mess, but it's organized chaos. So just know that right off the bat. We are going to set some posts up in the buckets and start to fasten those in there, secure them so that we can pour the cement in there to be able to do the posts for the fire pit area. So that is what we're doing right now. We need to measure out to make sure our 4x4 posts are 8 feet high. That's how high we're going to do them. Joe and I get our wood, it's all cedar. We get it from the Amish, and it's a lot more cost friendly to do it that way. So we're just gonna measure that, cut that, and get it put in the pots and ready to cement.
What better way to cut Amish wood than the Amish way, with a handsaw? Our actual electric saw is broken, so we need a new one. So we are mixing up the cement. You can see we have the posts standing up. This is our makeshift stabilizing way of doing this. We just kind of anchored everything to the wall, leveled it all completely. We're mixing up the cement, and we are going to pour it into the buckets to secure the posts in place. Well, those are done. You can see here, it's all nicely cemented in, and now all we have to do is wait for this to dry.
It has been a few days. We have battled more rain, surprise, but we did get our posts cemented into the half barrels. I'll show you those. I'm outside because we actually did wheel the barrels and the posts. They're all hardened. They've been sitting for a couple of days. We did put those down into place, and I didn't get a video of that. My camera was in the house. We were coming home from someplace running errands, and we headed straight out to the garage and grabbed those. I feel like I've got stuff all over me. I was just in my chicken pen, and I gave them some lettuce and some other greens, and they just, I feel like I have it all over me. So we did get those out here, and Joe and I measured them, and we have them exactly where we want them. So they are placed. Let me show you. This is going to be the fire pit area, and these are the posts. They're 12 feet apart, each one, all the way around, so it's 12 feet square. This is what each one looks like inside right now. We cemented both, put them in a pail, and they are there's brackets holding them together in there, and then we cemented inside the pail and then cemented on the exterior. We didn't want to fill the half barrel full of cement, but we did want the cement to come up high enough on the posts in order to keep them secure. So we did it this way to kind of double secure them, I guess. And then this area here we're going to fill in with soil, and we will plant. As far as drainage holes, we are going to drill some holes on the side, right about where that black band is. There'll be some drainage holes, and so that any excess water can drain out. So right now we're at the point where we still need to add a cross beam from one post to the other. We're only doing that on one beam on each end. We're not doing it on all four sides. Eventually we'll have stringers going across to join those two. We're just not sure about that part of it yet, but we do know that we want the cross pieces on each end. So we are going to cut that. I'm not sure if we'll get it done today or not. We're going to cut that. We're going to put that up. And we also need to do the fire pit. The fire pit, we have some rocks that we're putting around. That, believe it or not, has been the part that has taken the most thought, because we really are looking for more of a wagon train type pit. Not really your normal round pit like everybody has, because we actually cook out here. So we want it done so that it's functional for us to cook in. So we're working still on a few things for that, but we do have rocks and we are going to put those out. I still need to rake a little bit, get a few of the smaller stones out of the center part. So I'm just going to do that now. Joe had to run an errand really quickly with his dad, so he should be returning anytime. And I'm sure he'll join in as soon as he gets here. So I'm trying to center this between that post and this post, and it's not looking center, so I'm going to move it a little bit over to the right. I still feel like it's kind of going off into more in that direction, so I'll probably tweak it a little bit so that it's straightened. It's coming. Isn't this awful? I could tweak this all day long. I mean, are you guys like this? It doesn't really matter because it doesn't have to be perfect, but I feel like that's got to go the other way. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, now that I have that situated, I see a little low spot. I'm gonna fix that, or high spot, however you want to look at it, and then I'm going to put the next level on there. Okay, the fire pit area is finished, and let me tell you, I did run 3 bricks, 3 rocks, whatever those things are, short. So I went on a hunt, and look what I found. I found 3 that really work quite well, actually. So I am not going to get any more of the other ones. I'm just going to call it good with these. So it works well enough to do what we need it to do. And I think this is going to be so great. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get going on this. We are actually going to have, if you see the fire going behind me, we've got beans going in the bean hole. Well, we've got a fire getting ready to put beans in the bean hole. But tonight we are going to get a fire going here in this fire pit, just to, I don't know, just kind of a practice fire. Our 2 of our granddaughters that live next door want s'mores. And since this is our fire pit and we kind of turned it upside down to create a new one, we're going to have to build a fire in here and accommodate those girls. So s'mores for later. I'll probably film it for you. But we do still have more work to do on this before it's finished. This is the rock pile of what used to be our rock fire pit. And we're going to take all of these rocks and add them to the rock wall. So in those rocks, we found 2 really long rocks here, which make a great divider, actually, because, I mean, like I said, we're going to use this to cook on. So we've got a low fire, high fire, however we want to use it. But we have a spot to be able to, it's a shelf, a place to put this rack where it fits across both sides. So that is going to be wonderful. This is going to be, you wait until you see how we're actually going to do this. It's going to make more sense once we get going.
So the rocks that were on our old fire pit area, it was just a little round circle of rocks, are going on our rock wall. We built this rock wall in 2014, and I've said that I'm going to keep adding to it each year that we live here until it gets to the height we really want it at, but I haven't been so good at doing that. So, and it's funny because we have rocks all around us. We have a lot of potato fields, and they're always picking rocks out of the fields and dumping them into rock piles, and I could go and get rocks out of the rock piles and add to this wall, but we don't have a pickup and we don't have a trailer, and it would be difficult to carry these in my car. So it's not something we're really able to do, but I would love to be able to do that. So whenever we find rocks, we just add to it, and I guess that's going to be good enough.
We're getting ready for s'more time. Okay, so it's time to get back to work. Now last night we had s'mores with some of our family and the kids had so much fun. It really was a great time. So we kind of broke in the fire pit a little bit early, but we do still have more parts to this. So right now we're going to put up the cross beams, which are going to go between this post here and that post here on this end, and then again on the other end between that post and that post. There won't be any crossing here, just these two ends.
Okay, let's do the same thing as the next one. Lift that.
Okay, so after a lot of trial and error, we finally did it! The first one is up. Okay, side 2. Let's see how well we can do. It's up. So it's 12 feet across here, 12 feet across here, and 12 feet here. So it's 12 feet square. I just told Joe, really we could pull it further apart, but our lights, we're going to string lights across the top. The lights that we ordered fit exactly 12 feet square. So what we can do is order more lights and expand this. But these lights are taking forever to come, so if we do that, it won't be for a while. We filled each one of these all around the 4 posts with some screened dirt. It's just some dirt that we buy from a gravel pit. Somebody owns a gravel pit down the road from us, and we got some soil from them. And we screened it just to put in here and make it a little bit less gravelly. And these are some basil that I've had in the greenhouse growing. And the tomatoes are so abundant in there, they're kind of taking over the basil. So I thought I would bring some out here and put it next to our cooking area so we can have some great basil to grab whenever we want to cook anything here. I'm just going to add a few to each one of the pots. We'll probably add some other stuff in here as well. My daughter-in-law suggested adding something that would keep bugs away, so I do have some seeds in my pockets for marigolds, and those are really good for keeping bugs away, so maybe I'll sprinkle some of those in there as well. I don't know if these are gonna have time to come up though. I got them all planted. Some got a little bit more than others, but I think I'm going to fill in around. I put some seeds of the marigolds in there, but I think I'm going to put a few more herbs in there. I'd like to put some sage and thyme in there as well. So I'll probably get some actually already started and fill in the gaps. Okay, so while I was down back filling the pots around the posts, the fire pit, the UPS man came, and we're hoping that these are the lights that go around. Okay, so let me see. That's one thing. I
I got 3 things. Oh my gosh, 3 things that we had ordered came in. 2 things we weren't expecting. Okay, so these are the lights that are going to go up. So we'll get these up. And this is something we're going to use over there at the fireplace. And this is something we're going to use. So 3 things. We're still expecting one more thing, but I think it's a week out before we get it. Okay. I don't know how we're going to string from here to there. Just pull it tight.
Gonna have to pull it tight, that's not a problem.
Well, it's going to have a little gap in this unless I round it around.
There.
Maybe, let me see. I'm not sure yet how I want to do it.
One more time.
We're going to go up to the other side. I figured that would be easier to have it under than over. All right, we have this up and you can see this is solar. So the solar panel is facing up. It's getting the southwest sun. And we have the lights going. One thing I did not expect to do is to wrap. You can see I've got wrapping there, and then I've got it wrapped here, and then I've got it kind of wrapped over there in that corner and wrapped this corner. So what that does is it takes up length to wrap. So you guessed it, we're a little bit short. Not a lot short, probably 4 or 5 feet short. So we're gonna have to order more lights. Not sure, but this is what it is. There's 4 that go across here. And then we've got them across here. And all I did was screw them in. They have little holes up above, where am I? Little holes up above the bulb where you can put a screw. And that just holds them in there. I put the screw in and kept it out about 1 inch to give the bulb some space. All right, guys, this is at night. Joe and I are just walking down here to show you how lit up it is. It's just kind of a nice ambiance, I think. It is wet and a little bit drizzly rainy. So we're gonna go back inside, but I did want to show you what this looked like at night. So that's one more thing done on this fire pit, and we still have a couple other things to do. All right, I am back. Okay, when last I spoke with you, this is a whole new day. I was talking to you about the lights, and I was able to find more solar lights like these in a shorter length, but it's not a lot shorter, and I'm afraid I'm gonna have to double up, but it's gonna be doubled up in some areas and not others, so it's really not going to look the best. So let me show you what I did. So really, the only place I needed them was this front piece here to go between the 2 posts. I was actually only 1 light short. You can see that hanging there. Really only needed 1 light there. The lights are actually on their way. I can actually send them back because I ordered them thinking, well, I'll just order them, get them, use them, double them. But the more I think about it, the more I don't want to double them, and neither does Joe. So what I did was I tied a piece of string up there and I tied it to the post. I mean, it's just 1 light we're missing. At night, you don't actually notice it. The lights all come on fine. Everything looks fine. I am not going to fuss about 1 light. I'm sure probably many people would, but I'm not going to.
We've had this up for a few days and not one person has noticed. And if they have not said a word. So what I was waiting on, why it's been a few days since I filmed, is we had a couple things for the fireplace that we were waiting on. So those things came a lot quicker, like a week quicker than what they were saying. So let me show them to you. Look at this. This is our setup for grilling or cooking whatever. We have some long, I don't know what they're called, S-hooks that we can hang different stuff off of, pots or whatever. We've got this grill here that we can hang and we can cook over the fire. We can put it at different levels. You can see here it'll go up to different levels, so we can pull it up further from the fire or closer to the fire. We can set pans on it or cook directly on it because it is food safe. We love this, and it fits perfectly. I wasn't sure at the time that I built the fire pit area. I wasn't sure that it would actually fit the width or not, and it does perfectly. This is all made of, it's a type of steel, so I mean it's fire safe. So we can actually use this way, or we can set it up with the grates on the bottom. I'll show you how I do that. This is another way we can use this fireplace to cook. I showed you these rocks before. They're perfect. And these racks are actually from an old stove someone was getting rid of. So they work perfectly for this. And of course they're heat tolerant. And then we have this area where we could build a fire. We can put pots over this side as well. This is one way we can do this. We just switched this around, turned it so that we can cook over on that side, build a smaller fire here underneath of whatever we're cooking here. We can build a bigger fire over there. We can lift that rack up. I mean, it's just so versatile. This is perfect for us because we do a lot of cooking outside, and the last fireplace we had just was not so good at that. Let me show you another way we can do this. You can see we can put a rack on this side as well. And this works perfectly. This will hold pans, it'll hold the cast iron. I mean, these are oven racks, so they hold just what an oven rack would hold. And this is just so versatile. It's gonna work perfectly. We can always be cooking over on this side here, and also have an open fire on this side for roasting marshmallows or hot dogs. I mean, this is just gonna work great. This is another thing that we got. This is a lid lifter. And you can lift lids. You see the curved part of this is for lifting lids. It also works, you can see the straight edge, works great for moving hot pots across the fire, across the rack. We can just kind of move them around without heating our hands. I love all of these tools, and we are going to make use of all of them. And let me show you one more. This is a rack that we can set next to the fire. This is just a great place to put a dish when you've moved it from the fire, instead of putting it right onto the ground, you can just set it over here. It's got the little 3 legs on it. So, or if we're waiting for something to go onto the fire and you just kind of want it hold, or you're cooking on something, or you could even use it to put a cutting board and just prepping your stuff on here. And also, if you wanted to have it in the fire and just have, you know, something, a pan, just a smaller pan on here, cooking as a separate space, you can also do that because it is fire safe. There is truly so many options with the way that we created this fire pit area, and that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted lots of options. We wanted it to be functional. We didn't want just your regular open fire space for s'mores and hot dogs and family gatherings. We wanted a little bit more. We wanted all of that and more. So we love that we're able to cook and have it be very functional. This is what we do. This is how we like to live. This is what we enjoy. I'm so glad that we were able to find these. All of this was gotten on Amazon. So I can leave links below to everything in case you're interested. I don't get anything from any of the links. It's just linking you directly to Amazon. So if you're interested, you can click on those links. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and this makeover. This was one of the 2 that I'm looking most forward to this summer. So I'm not sure when my other big one is going to happen. That's a really big one, so it's going to take a lot more than this one took. But it will be coming soon. So if you haven't subscribed, you'll need to do that and click your notification bell so you don't miss out. We have a lot planned, and I want you to be here to see it all. And until next time.